Peace and love, family. Peace and love, family. Today, this is a very important one. Stick with me on this. I'm going to be explaining what I'm going to be doing through this private process. I'm not doing or going through all the different private processes with you or like personally, but I'll give you as much knowledge as I can on the upfront aspect of like this type of process that you're going through. All right. I need you guys to listen depending on where you're at. All right. But ultimately, I got the passport. So I have the passport card. So my passport card it'll be 5 stars or 4 stars or even 3 stars. But the way that you're operating too, so I'm a 4 star. My buddy that I got, he's a 5 star. I have some mindsets on that from the things that I've studied, from the things that I've learned in this process. I figured it out. Okay, I've absolutely figured this out. All right, so now this is a big thing. This is a very big thing that I got the 4 star. Okay, and ultimately, I don't mind. I actually really don't care. And then I got the full passport. This is for any policy officer, any public officer, notary, any of those types of things. When I show them this ID, are you guys hearing me? When I show them my passport and it is aligned properly with the Department of State, when it is corrected with the Department of State, a federal company, that's why they have a federal logo on it. Okay, ultimately, when I show them this, I am still operating in the private to them that they can't touch me. But I have a means of identification to show them still who I am. That is power. That is your availability to be able to do something. That is your process and availability to be able to operate within commerce. All right. Now you have that with the passport. All right. Now this is where they sort of get you. They get you with the driver's license, which is a public service company. It's a corporation. It is not held up. It is a corporation. It's a dead entity, not a living man, not a living woman. This is a living man. This is a living woman. This is showing them that I'm a living man, that I'm a living woman. When I show up in commerce, that I'm living, I'm here. When I show this to a police officer, it will say, do not resist, or do not resist them. Do not, do not, I'm like, blanking on the, do not detain them. Do not detain them. You cannot detain them. You cannot keep them. You cannot hold them unless you have a viable warrant. Excuse me for the pause. The whole thing about this is that when you're in the do not detain list, you have a multitude of different things that are going on. This is directly connected to, now, if you're an SBC and you're a secured party, you say, hey, I'm a secured party creditor. So you tell, and they may or may not get it, but they may get it. Or you say, let me see your sergeant. I want your sergeant here right now. And I want your supervisor here right now. Somebody who oversees you, I want to talk to him or her. I want to talk to them and show them my documentation. All right. And I can do everything that a cop can except all their illegal shit. That's really what it is the way that I operate is I can do everything that a cop can except I can arrest people and I can do a citizen's arrest because I'm a constitutional citizen, not a 14th Amendment citizen. All right. I'm talking about constitutional as constitutionally protected, specifically constitutionally protected private citizen, or that would be like a non-citizen national in their type of thing, or a non-resident alien, or a non-individual in forms of the IRS. Any of those are the same thing. They just give you slightly different names to confuse your ass, but they'll put U.S. citizen on everything. So you need to be aware of this. You need to be aware. All right. So the way that we do this is that by us doing the passport process, we are aware. So by us having the passport done, we are aware of what they're doing in the public. Okay, that I am on the Republic and you are operating in the commerce. This is a powerful way of doing this. So the process of what I'm doing is, first you get your passport. You also apostille and authenticate the birth certificate. The reason you authenticate and apostille the birth apostille and authenticate 555. the birth certificate in that order. You're going to Secretary of State, which is local and state. It's local to state. That's really what you're doing. Local to state is Secretary of State. They're the secretary of the Department of the State. So they're smaller. Okay, and then that's going to go eventually to an unincorporated county. It's going to go to an unincorporated county. And that is going to actually be private. The sheriff is the highest within the county. The sheriff is the highest within the county. That's why they also have 4 and 5 stars, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up. The 4-star, the 5-star, even the 3-star, even the captain and the sergeants, those and the lieutenants, those are high privatized or unincorporated strongholds, militia, private militia that is operated through constitutional rights. Private counties, I'm talking about like counties and unincorporated and stuff like this. And we can get deeper into county stuff. We can get deeper into all this type of stuff. And coming on to this type of knowledge for me that I've discovered is I feel like I want to sabotage myself. And I also feel like some people want to sabotage me. And I'm sure that you guys are going through very similar things. But I'm saying, like, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Against thee shall prosper. Okay? And yes, you'll slip up. Yes, you'll make mistakes. Yes, you'll whatever. The whole thing about this is that you grow, you strengthen, you get better, you get stronger, you get smarter, more intelligent. That's where it comes from. All right? Cheers to that. All right, let's keep going. So then we'll do the secured party creditor process. This is going to put the IRS again on notice. How do you do that? Through the F-56, the Form 56 form, the W-8 bin, the W-8 bin. You can even go into all the W-8s. You can go into the W-9. You can go into the W-4. You can go into the, even there's a W-7. All right, you guys can go into a multitude of different things like this and actually see what it is. Or you might be a W-8 bin-E if you're not an individual, but you're that of an estate, because some people want to upgrade their social security number to an estate EIN number under the same estate, which is that of the birth the all caps name, because that's just a business. So you're pretty much just putting them on notice. Hey, this was a social security number, but now it's an estate. It was a social security number, but now it's an estate. And this is the EIN that goes with that. That completely corrects the status right there. And then if that estate is inside of a private trust, which is also directly through the IRS, because you get a private EIN or private trust, a private EIN and 98 number, and then any of those EINs, public or private, would go within that because it's within the same type of communicative jurisdiction as them. But you would put everything down as the trust, and you would acquire it through, because the trust is a full structure. It's a full trust structure. So it holds all these different things, which are just pass through transmitting utilities. They're just pass through entities. So it's strengthening what we're doing in commerce, how we're operating in commerce. So secure party creditor, you put the W-8 bin, you do you're going to have a declaration of trust, which you're going to send to the public county. You're going to do a multitude of other different things, and a multitude of other, I can't get into all these things now, but I'm saying, like, what you're doing is you're saying, I'm secure. You file a lien against their straw man, the debtor, the all caps name. And then that is placed with all the stuff that you have in your name already. And so all the stuff that's already in your name in the private already, even if you don't know about it, it's going to cover whatever you've done in the public. And so at least you're taken care of in the public and the private. You're paid. And then two, if you have proper structure, if you have proper intelligence of the private, you can transfer those assets. You can move those assets, because you could do an asset transfer privately. And so you can, and over half of your funds. So you are guaranteed that you could take 50% of the funds because you're the beneficiary of it. So let's say that is $76 billion or $760 billion or something like that. $770 billion. That's really what it is. You could take half that. So you take 300